Attention humanitarian and development professionals. Are you looking to take your career to the next level? Then you've come to the right place. Humanitarian Global offers self-paced online courses designed specifically for you. With our comprehensive curriculum, you'll build your capacity in the most critical areas of humanitarian and development work. Our course offerings include monitoring, evaluation, accountability and learning, water, sanitation and hygiene, disaster risk reduction and management, food security and nutrition in emergencies, procurement and supply chain management, human nutrition and dietetics, maternal, infant and young child nutrition. With Humanitarian Global, you'll have the opportunity to grow your skills and impact the lives of people in need. Visit our website to learn more about our courses and apply today.
Thank you everyone for joining this very interesting webinar. I talk about it being interesting. Thank you, Eric. I talk about it being interesting because we are combining two different aspects together. We are looking at basically how are you able to use AI? How are you able to use AI and machine learning in humanitarian fundraising? Because we are in an era where we are mainly using anything that is not how we normally have been doing it. So now we want to see now, even in terms of fundraising, how do we use AI and machine learning? And I do hope that you will learn a lot, even as we do this webinar together. So with that, I want to officially invite you to this training. My name is Sheilah. I'm part of the team at Humanitarian Global, specifically from the academics, where we try to bring in very different trainings that we are able to put in together so that now we can learn from each other and how best can we improve the knowledge that you already have with us. So get to know more about us. We'll share about a website about who Humanitarian Global is, so that now you also get to understand who we are, and maybe possibly you get to join us. So thank you for that. We will also go ahead and get to introduce the team behind the scenes who have made this webinar a success. We'll just give them a chance to just say their names, and then from there now we'll get to learn about what we have in store based on the different trainings that we have in store. And then from there, we'll get to listen to our expert for the day, who's going to be able to tell us more about how we are using AI and machine learning. So this would be a good time for you to get to introduce, invite your friends, invite your colleagues who are able to join, so that now we get to learn from each other. And as we do that, I want to give a shout out to Amel. Amel, thank you so much for joining from Sudan. We also have Usman. Thank you so much for joining. We also have Nyaka. Yes, we also have Mohammed. We also have Ilham. Thank you so much for joining. We also have Mohammed Maina from NIEF, from Nigeria. We also have Abdullahi Yusuf, who have been able to take the time to join. So very much thank you everyone for joining and just being able to attend this webinar. It's a 1-hour webinar, and we look forward to really achieving a lot and also being able to learn a lot. So with that, I think I'll bring on board my colleagues to be able to introduce themselves. And I'll start with Brian. Brian, are you here with us to introduce yourself?
Hello, Sheilah.
Yes.
I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, you are.
Yes. Thank you, Gregory, and thank you to everyone that has taken their time to join our event today. My name is Brian, as Sheilah has mentioned, part of the technical team that ensures everything is in order and that the event is a success. So welcome everyone, Mohammed, Abdullahi, Nyakaya, Ronald. Welcome. Keep inviting your friends to join the session. It will be a resourceful one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brian. And then we'll have Anthony, just to say hi first. Anthony.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sheilah. My name is Anthony. I'm happy to be part of the meeting. I hope I'm audible. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Good. Thank you so much. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and every person for joining. And we look forward to having a very resourceful session. So as we continuously engage and follow through with the session, feel free to engage us in the chat section in case you have any questions. We're going to be there to assist and respond to you. So welcome once again, and happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anthony. Then let's have Gregory to just say hi, and then we'll give you your chance later on.
Thank you very much, Sheilah. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining for this particular webinar. My name is Gregory Murimi, data expert at Humanitarian Global, and we'll get to know and talk more as the session goes. Thank you.
Hawa Kenya watumie ile pay bill.
Brian, kindly mute so that now we can hear you. Sorry about that, everyone. So with that, I think I've been able to say hi and give introductory to everyone. Vincent is talking about, is this a practical session so that we come up with laptops? We are looking forward to getting the theory aspect of it today. And then later on, when we'll be having our specified trainings, we have trainings coming up that are so wide. I would recommend you join that training so that now you get the feel of the practical aspect. Today, because of time, we'll only look at the theory perspective of it, and then later on during our class, we'll get to do a practical session. So please make sure you join the class, so that now you get to learn from us. With that, I think I want to bring on board Anthony back again to be able to tell us about what Humanitarian Global has in store for us this coming month. We have quite a package, and I know all of you would be interested to what we have in store. Anthony, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Sheilah. I'm happy to be back again here, and thank you to every person. So to get started, I know maybe some of us, it might be the first time that you're joining our sessions, and maybe just briefly, I'm going to take like the next 5 minutes or maybe 6 minutes. I'd like to say that Humanitarian Global, we are a training organization that is based in Nairobi, Kenya. Our main focus has been to work with both humanitarian and development practitioners like you, and also organizations, especially when it comes to capacity building. So what I would like to share with you, I would like to project my screen here. To take you through our website, we have done some changes there, and it's only fair for me to guide you through as you look forward to perusing through, trying to see the coursework that we do offer when it comes to the courses that we do, and also training workshops. You can know how to maneuver. So maybe Sheilah, you can confirm to me whether you can see the website here, just to make sure that I'm sharing the correct screen.
Yes, we can see the website.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you so much. So this is our website, and my colleague Brian is going to share the link on the chat section, so that in case you'd want to view the more courses that we offer, you can be able to access them there. So talking about the events that they're coming up, especially in the month of September, if you come to this tab here, Train and Learn with us, we do have workshops. And workshops, we have like a 1-week training workshop. Some other workshops, they take 2 weeks. And you can be able to see what is going to be happening in the month of September. So we do have a class of writing winning proposals for donor-funded projects. We do have fundraising and resource mobilization. The first one is a 1-week training. We do have the fundraising, which is a 2 weeks training. And we do invite you to join. So more details have been provided there. And my keen interest is on data analytics and visualization using SPSS and Power BI. So that is a course that I would, it's a training workshop that I would invite you to have a look at it. We do also have data collection for humanitarians using Kobo Toolbox and also the Open Data Kit. So those 2 areas, they're very critical. I know most of us here, we're doing data collection. You're working with analyzing data. And that means you being knowledgeable in these tools, it's quite key. And that's why through today's session, we're also going to be hearing the same from Greg. With that said, another training that is also happening in the month of September, we do have leadership and project management for NGOs. So you might be here, you have a team that you're leading, you are a manager, you are a project leader, So this is a training for you. Talk about leadership, talk about project management. And this is a training that is going to better equip you and help you to build your capacity. In addition to that, if you want to access more training under the organizational solutions, and that's something that I would like to clarify here. We not only train individuals, we also train organizations. So that would mean you might be having a team. You want them to undertake a certain training. We are able to even custom make it for you so that it can closely fit and meet the needs of the organization. So with that said, looking at this particular tab here, so if you come to the organizational solutions, you're going to find that we do have more than 40 training workshops there. So there are quite many of them. And looking at the thematic field of today, which is a meal, you'd find that once you click on that, we do have so many training and courses that do happen here. And you can take one for yourself, one for your team, or maybe a combination. You might let us know how you'd want us to custom make it for you. So we do have training running across through project evaluation. We have theory of change, stories of change, and meal planning systems. We do have impact evaluation for evidence-based policy development. We have participatory meal as a training workshop, and also monitoring and evaluation for humanitarian and development practitioners. So as I wind up on how to register for these courses, and before you even register, you're going to find the training outlines, the objectives for that particular course have been provided, and a detailed outline for you to see what is going to be covered. And this is just an example. And how to even share with your, maybe your departmental head, your managerial team, your supervisor, so that they can consider to undertake this training for you. You can easily share with them, even on WhatsApp. You can even share it with your colleagues on Facebook. You can even share it via email, and that is through these options. So lastly, if you want to register as an individual, there's a link for you here. If you want to register as a group for each and every course, there's a link for you to use. So you can easily do that. So mine is to invite you to be part of our training, join our group of alumni, where we've been able to train so many participants, and we do look forward to you joining us and being our champions, having been able to build your capacity with us. So with that said, we do look forward to many questions, many inquiries from you, and feel free to share this information with your colleagues, with your friends, and also within your social media networks. With that said, I would like to throw it back to Sheilah. So Sheilah, back to you, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Great. Thank you so much, Anthony, for that update. And I believe you have seen how we are having a fully packed September. So please make a point of attending any of those trainings. So you can either do fundraising, you can either do data analytics, you can either do leadership. All of them are happening in the month of September. Do not miss out this opportunity, because this will help you be able to make your work easier and even better. I want to also say hi to Hassan Robler. Thank you so much for joining. And Sugat, I hope now you can be able to hear. Just check your mic and so that you don't miss out on anything. And as I bring Gregory on board to take us through what he has in store for us, please use the feature, use the Q&A feature on Zoom. If you have any questions, as the expert is taking us through what he has in store for us today. And if you have any more information, maybe have a suggestion or a clarification, you can always also use the chat feature, so that now we're able to read through and appreciate what you've done. If you're interested, all those who are interested in doing the trainings with us, please share with us your contact details, so that now we'll be able to give you more information about the trainings that are coming up. And please note that we will be sharing the recordings and the presentation of this webinar by close of business tomorrow. So make a point to be able to listen in, have your questions ready, because we also have a question and answer session at the end of the talk. With that, welcome, Gregory.
Thank you very much, Sheilah, for this wonderful opportunity. And thank you very much, everybody, for taking your time outside your busy schedules and joining this particular session. Well, let me just first start by, of course, introducing myself. My name is Gregory Murimi, an expert in data, and I have a little bit of about 10 years experience just trying to turn data into strategic solutions. And currently, I enjoy tutoring at Humanitarian Global. So what we've been trying to do is just tutoring students across the globe on advanced statistical analysis techniques using R, using Stata. I think Anthony has taken us through the website. So I think we also saw SPSS and Power BI. Those are my areas of expertise, and also AI and machine learning. Well, I am thrilled to be here today to discuss a topic that is increasingly becoming vital in efforts, of course, to support humanitarian causes. I'm talking about how we can integrate AI and machine learning humanitarian raising, and we'll be diving deeper into just looking at how we can revolutionize our fundraising efforts. As we all know, fundraising is the lifeblood of humanitarian work, and of course, this enables us to reach and support those in need. But as of course the landscape becomes more complex, with of course diverse donor bases and amounts of data generated daily, then it's clear that some traditional methods are no longer sufficient, and this is where AI and ML come in. ML, of course, is an acronym for machine learning. And of course, they do offer new ways to engage donors, analyze data, and optimize our strategies for just greater impact. So we'll be looking into that. Okay. So let me just get into the definition of terms, and let me start with artificial intelligence, or AI. So in simple terms, AI is all about just enabling machines or computer programs to, of course, perform tasks that will require human intelligence. And some of these tasks are recognizing speech, making decisions, and of course, learning from experience. Talk about learning from experience. Let's just talk about what we call machine learning. So machine learning these two terms are sometimes used interchangeably. So you will find that some people use these two terms interchangeably, but machine learning is a subset of AI, and what it does is it involves just training algorithms or just programs to recognize, of course, patterns in your data, and for them to, of course, now make decisions on their own. So I have mentioned about algorithms, and you can think about when you talk about algorithms, you can think about a recipe. So an algorithm is, let's say, it's a recipe of sorts that guides AI about data processing. So what it does is um, it's a set of instructions and rules that are given to AI to help it learn on its own. And of course, the output of this particular procedure is what we call a model. So these are terms that we will get to hear as the session goes. So the output of this procedure is what we call now a model, and the information used to train AI is referred to as the training data. And so with that, let's just look at the next thing. Okay. Okay. At least let me speak about, I don't know about your encounters with AI, but let me speak about my first encounter with AI. Okay. I think one thing that I remember, or at least my first interaction with AI was on, I think it was on a movie, and it's a sequel of it's a sequel of a movie known as Terminator, and there's another one called The Matrix. So Terminator is all about, I think it's a cyborg or a robot that has been sent from time. I think the year was in 2029. So it's a robot in this particular case. So it's sent back to, I think the setup was in 1984. So it was all about a robot or a cyborg in that particular example. And then the other one for the Matrix, of course, I'm sure you have watched these movies, and The Matrix, I've watched it quite a number of times, and I will say I have even gotten a chance to watch it in reverse. Do not ask what I was doing watching it on reverse, but if you do it on reverse, you will see that it's talking about a person that quit drugs and then got a job. Anyway, so those were my first encounters with AI. So at least things that talked about machines and robots and all that. Anyway, away with that, that is at least my first encounter. But let's talking of a more accurate and common and of course recent interaction with AI. I'm sure you have. We have all gotten the chance to use Netflix and YouTube. These are platforms, of course, leverage AI to enhance user experience. So let's say, for example, for YouTube, what YouTube does is based on the likes and shares, your videos or the videos that you get to like and share will be recommended or at least will appear in searches by other users. So what is behind that is what we call algorithms. Remember, we talked about algorithm in the previous slide. So what is behind that is the algorithms. So through the use of algorithms, these two platforms are able to give you to just enhance that experience. As for Netflix, of course, when you get to like of your movies and when you of course the videos that or the movies that you or the shows that you get to see, of course, they will try and recommend appropriate shows based on your likes and of course your watching history. So what these two companies do is they try and leverage that AI to enhance your user experience through, of course, the tailoring of a more personal experience. I think would not really do justice if I do not talk about the buzz of the year, which is, of course, generative AI. And more commonly, we have quite a few examples, such as ChatGPT or ChatGPT 4, the newer model. And we also have Gemini. These are, of course, just types of generative AI where you get to generate content based on the prompts that you feed this particular program. So all that is powered by AI, or to be specific, machine learning. Okay. Okay. So back to what we are now talking about, of course, fundraising. Historically, fundraising has, of course, relied heavily on manual processes, and what currently happens is you get to identify your potential donors through, of course, your networks, either social media or even the wild wide web, and then you segment them based on some basic criteria like let's say donation history, and then you engage them with broad messaging or cold emails. Not to doubt this particular approach, because of course it has worked to some extent, but it's also fraught with challenges, and we'll get a look at those challenges. I think one of the challenges that traditional fundraising strategies face is so what happens is you do what we call a broad targeting strategy, and this, of course, reaches a wide audience, but of course, it often fails to resonate on a personal level. So, of course, humans are touched if you get to use ways that, of course, resonate to their own personal preferences. And of course, this failure to resonate on a personal level will result in lower engagement and conversion rates. Yeah, so that is one con of the traditional strategy. The other one is, of course, the traditional fundraising strategy involves a lot of manual data analysis, which is, of course, very, very time consuming, and it's often prone to errors, and this leads to one way or another to missed opportunities. So those are at least the most common downsides to the traditional fundraising strategies. And we are here to look at how we can at least change that. Okay, so we all know data is now the new capital. Data is now the new capital, and we are in a digital age, and data is being generated at a very unprecedented rate. And we have, of course, data from social media interactions. We have data from email campaigns, online donations, and more. And while this wealth of information offers incredible opportunities, it also, I think, presents a significant challenge to, of course, this traditional fundraising strategy. So, but how do we, of course, make a sense of it all? Because we have rich data, but how do we now make a sense of it all? And that is where AI and machine learning can, of course, make a profound difference. And this now will help us just to process, analyze, and this kind of data quickly and accurately. And of course, this will enable now us to uncover some insights that will be impossible to discern manually. So let's look at how AI and machine learning can enhance, first of all, donor targeting. Okay, so the first one is through the use of predictive analytics. Predictive analytics is a type of analytics in data analytics, and to be specific, AI or machine learning. So it's all about just using historical data to forecast future outcomes. And it's one of the most powerful applications of AI in fundraising. And of course, by analyzing this historical data, AI can help us just predict future donor behavior. Let's say, for example, we can actually identify which donors are more likely to make a significant contribution, of course, in the coming months. Yeah, all through data, or all through predictive analytics. And of course, this will allow us now to focus our efforts on these particular individuals. If we know, of course, of how likely donors are likely to make, of course, a significant contribution, we can, of course, focus our efforts on those particular individuals. And I'm not really just talking about here identifying maybe high value donors. It's all about just trying to identify the timing, the frequency, and the preferred channels of communication for each particular donor. And of course, this now will enable us to tailor our outreach more efficiently. Yeah, so that is one way we can, or one way AI and machine learning can enhance donor targeting. Okay. The other one is all about what you call segmentation. So segmentation is basically just dividing, and for this particular case, we are talking about just segmenting donors. And what happens here, of course, traditionally, what happens is donors have been or are being segmented based on some basic criteria here again, like age, gender, and their donation history. However, with AI, allows us to go much deeper. And of course, by analyzing the behavioral data. So remember, we at this particular stage, we are able to just get, or just, of course, get their behavioral data. And of course, I'm talking about the types of courses a donor engages with, their preferred communication style, and their giving patterns. Now, once we analyze this behavioral data, we can now create highly personalized segments. And of course, now this will allow us to craft messages that resonate with each group that we will have, of course, created as a segment. And this will, of course, lead to, or translates to increased likelihood of positive responses. Yeah, so that's one way we can, or the one way AI and machine learning can enhance donor targeting. Yeah, so that was segmentation. Let's look at the other one, which is what we call lookalike audiences. So it's another exciting application of AI. Of course, this is done, it speaks about just creating lookalike models. And by analyzing, of course, the characteristics of your existing donors, AI can, of course, now help you identify new prospects who share similar traits or characteristics. And these lookalike audiences are more likely now to respond positively to your campaigns, because, of course, you will have created just these models that are based on similar characteristics, and this will, of course, translate to positive response to your campaigns, and of course this will make your outreach efforts more effective and efficient. It's an approach that is particularly useful, of course, when expanding into new markets or launching new campaigns. Yeah, so that is the other method of donor targeting that is brought about by AI and machine learning. So let's look at how we can improve data analysis, because as is, data analysis is a tool that, of course, we use one way or another. We use to reach out and to analyze donor data. But let's look at how we can now incorporate AI and just to improve our data analysis efforts. Okay, so one way is what we call sentiment analysis. A sentiment is basically a feeling. Yeah. So if you get to understand donor sentiment, which is very, of course, crucial in and effective in fundraising, this will, of course, be through just trying to scan their social media. We can, of course, use AI and machine learning just to scan social media, emails for other allowed instances, and other communications, just to gauge how donors feel about your organization, and of course the causes that you support. Of course, by this you will get to feel if they are enthusiastic, if they are concerned, if they are neutral, and of course by understanding these sentiments you can adjust your messaging accordingly, addressing, of course, the concerns, or even capitalizing on positive sentiments just to drive donation. So that's one way of improving data analysis, just by incorporating what we call sentiment analysis, which is brought about, or is brought about by or in machine learning. Okay, the other one is just trying to automate data processing, as is data processing is, of course, one of the most labor-intensive aspects of fundraising, and I will say it's not really it's not something that you will find joy in just trying to collect data from multiple platforms, and again cleaning them. In as much as I am a data expert, I think one of the tasks that data analysts tend to dread a lot is that cleaning process. And because, of course, now from collecting this data across different or multiple platforms, to, of course, cleaning and then organizing them, and then again now analyzing them, this task can, of course, consume valuable time and resource. But what AI can do is it can automate much of this process. Like, for instance, I think AI can automatically merge data sets. It can actually automatically remove duplicates and even flag potential errors. Yeah, ensuring that your data is accurate and up to date. So, of course, this not only saves time, but also it allows you and your team to just focus on more strategic tasks, such as, of course, is campaign planning and donor engagement. Yeah, so those are one of the ways, or two of the ways, that we can improve our existing data analysis through the use of AI. Okay, let's look at the other one. Okay, still on that, there's another aspect. It's a subfield of AI called natural language processing, and I'm sure you have gotten to interact with another subset of this, which is what we call a large language model, or in simple terms, what we call ChatGPT, and other forms of language models. So NLP is a subset, of course, that deals with now the interaction of human computers and languages. So this is all about just teaching computers through, of course, the use of algorithms and programs, just to make them comprehend and understand human languages. So now what NLP can do for you now in data analysis, it of course it can now be used to analyze, of course, donor communications. Of course, this particular one would be either emails, either survey responses, or even social media interactions. And this, of course, can enable you to extract valuable insights. For example, NLP or natural language processing can help identify some common themes or even concerns among your donors, just allowing you to address these issues proactively. And additionally, NLP can also be used to personalize your communication. Remember, we talked about that personal touch. Yeah, so it can use to just personalize your communication. And of course, this, of course, ensures that your messages resonate with individual donors on a deeper level. And this, of course, this now translates to positive responses in terms of donor targeting. Okay. So those are the three ways that we can, of course, improve data analysis. Now let's look at, of course, now optimizing our fundraising strategies by themselves, of course, with AI. Yeah. And one of the significant benefits of AI, of course, in fundraising, I would say it's the ability to just optimize campaigns in real time. So campaign optimization is it's a benefit of course of AI. It's brought about to, of course, by AI to, of course, now try to optimize our fundraising strategy. So of course, by now analyzing data as it comes, or real-time data, AI can suggest add some adjustments to your messaging, even the timing and the channel mix, and of course, ensuring your campaigns are effective as possible. For example, if let's say, for example, if a particular email subject line is maybe generating more opens, AI can suggest using similar language in other communications. If a specific donor maybe segment is, of course, responding well to social media outreach, AI can, of course, now recommend allocating more resources to that particular channel. So campaign optimization is one benefit that comes along with incorporation of AI to our. Let's look at number two. Number two, it's all about resource allocation. So resource allocation it's a very critical aspect of any, of course, fundraising strategy. And with AI, you can optimize this process by identifying the most promising opportunities and, of course, allocating these resources accordingly. Let's say, for example, if AI predicts that a particular campaign is, of course, now in this particular case, likely to generate significant returns, you can allocate more budget and staff to that particular initiative. And of course, this now will ensure that you maximize its potential. And on the other hand, AI can also identify underperforming campaigns. And of course, now this will allow you to reallocate resources to more effective efforts. Yeah, so those are two ways of how AI and machine learning can help to optimize our fundraising efforts. Yeah. Yeah, the a third one, everybody talks about cost, and so cost efficiency is a benefit of AI. And of course, AI-driven automation not only enhances the effectiveness of these fundraising efforts, but it also improves the cost efficiency. Let's say by automating maybe a particular routine. We all hate routines. Okay, personally, sometimes I hate routines, but and if we automate these routines, and also at the same time reduce errors and optimize, of course, resource allocation, then AI can help you achieve more, of course, with less. This means that more of your funds, the funds, of course, that you raise can go directly to supporting your cost, rather than, of course, being now consumed by operational expenses. Yeah, so those are three ways of how AI and machine learning can help, at least in our fundraising strategies. I think the other thing, I would really not really love to end this webinar by not covering one important topic. And of course, this is all about ethics and some concerns of course, that are brought about by artificial intelligence. And of course, one thing is it's all about, this is common, data privacy. So, of course, as we now try and embrace AI in fundraising, it is very essential for you to consider, of course, the ethical implications of that are brought about by AI, particularly, of course, around data privacy. Of course, donors trust us with their personal information, and of course, that means, of course, we have a responsibility to protect it, and of course, the availability of this particular data or the use of AI and through the use of this particular data can bring about just data privacy concerns. And of course, we also have to comply with data protection regulations such as GDPR. GDPR is a European organization body that, in full, it's a general data protection regulation. And it's all about just it governs how data is stored, protected, and transmitted. So it is not only, of course, now just a legal requirement, but it's a crucial component of just maintaining that donor trust. And this means that we ensure AI and machine learning systems are designed with privacy in mind. And this, of course, is through the use of robust data security measures. Yeah. So that is one concern, but you can mitigate that through the use of some robust data security measures. Okay, so the other thing is, of course, the bias in AI models. So bias is basically just one tending to lean to a particular line of thought or a particular point of view. And of course, this is now also very much possible or evident in AI. So it's an ethical consideration, and of course, if the data that you use to train AI is biased, then of course the outcomes will be biased as well. I think you are well aware of the term garbage in, garbage out. Yeah. So, and of course, this can lead to unfair or discriminatory practices. And let's say, for example, I think one example would be maybe excluding certain groups of donors or even unfairly targeting others. But of course, to mitigate this risk, it is very, very important to just regularly audit our AI systems just to ensure that they are fair and inclusive. And also, of course, this will also mean that we use diverse training data and, of course, just testing our models for bias and making adjustments as need. So those are some two common ethical considerations in AI. One that I'm going to talk about is all about, so much as AI and machine learning is powerful, I think there's one thing that AI and machine learning cannot replace, and that is that human touch. Of course, that element or that human element in fundraising, AI cannot replace. So donor relationships are built on trust, empathy, and even understanding. And of course, these are qualities that AI cannot replicate. So I think one thing that I want to point out is, of course, if we as we continue just leveraging the use of these technologies, we must ensure, of course, that they complement and not replace. So it's complementing rather than replacing, because of course, that human touch cannot be entirely replaced. Yeah, so those are some of the ethical configurations or considerations in AI and machine learning. So what does the future hold for us? What does the future hold? Let's look at that. I think here we'll cover just about 3 ways or 3 trends that we can get to incorporate in now our either donor targeting and of course our strategies in fundraising. And one thing that I want to talk about is AI and blockchain. Looking ahead, of course, this is one of the most exciting developments. And of course, that is the potential integration of AI and blockchain technology. Blockchain as is, it offers us a secure and a very transparent way, of course, to track donations and even ensure that funds are used as intended. Now, when combined with AI, this technology, of course, could now revolutionize donor transparency and trust, of course, and this will now make it easier to demonstrate the impact of donations and even build a stronger relationship with donors. Yeah, so that is one thing to look out for, that potential integration of AI and blockchain technology. Okay, the second one is what we call AI-driven storytelling. It's an emerging trend, of course, by analyzing AI or by analyzing data. AI can help, of course, now craft personalized messages or even narratives that resonate well with donors. And this, of course, will now make them feel more connected to our particular cause. For example, one use of AI, and to be specific, generative AI, you can generate personalized videos or even messages that, of course, highlight the specific impact of a donor's contributions. And of course, this now will create a more engaging and emotionally resonant experience. Yeah. So that is one aspect or one trend that AI can, of course, or we can all tap into. AI-driven storytelling. Away with that. Okay. The other one is now what we call virtual and augmented reality. I'm sure one way or another you have gotten to use or even see these VR kits. And of course, in the coming days, we are very likely to see increased use of VR and AR, that is virtual and augmented reality in fundraising. And these technologies offer immersive experiences that can help donors that just feel more connected to that particular cause. I think one example that I can give here is a VR can of course could actually take donors inside a refugee camp, just showing them firsthand the impact of their donations. So with a VR kit, you can actually take donors inside a refugee camp, and then of course now this will enable you to just show them firsthand the impact of their donation. And of course, this type of massive storytelling can be a very powerful tool, of course, for engaging donors and driving contributions. Yeah. I think that should be it in terms of our particular webinar for the day. My aim is to just thank you, and I think from here we will be just answering questions. So allow me to take this back to Sheilah. So Sheilah, take the reins.
Yes. Thank you so much, Gregory, for that wonderful presentation. I don't know if it was too complex or what is happening, but this would be a very good time for you guys to ask questions based on anything, on what we have discussed about the aspects of AI and machine learning. And thank you so much, Ashkina, for joining. Yes, we will be sharing the recordings by tomorrow. Close of business. So as we prepare, kindly, if you have a question, just raise up your hand, and then I'll give you a chance to be able to ask this question live. But for now, I have one question, Gregory, on chat, on Q&A. Like, can you generate a budget for proposal using AI? Can you generate a budget for proposal using AI?
Yes, of course you can do. That is very, very much possible. And of course, I'm sure you have all used ChatGPT. Not that I'm encouraging, of course, ChatGPT, but it's a tool, of course, that can be used to generate content. But of course, now because of the ethical considerations here, remember we talked about the ethical consideration, one being, of course, bias, and of course, data privacy, and the other being just human touch. So you can just AI can complement that. So you can just give it a particular data or just training data and a particular structure, and it can help in generating that budget. But what you need to be careful of is just your data privacy concerns. And of course, it would be nice of you to just audit of course, that budget by yourself. So yes, to answer your question, yes, we can do that.
Oh, great. Thank you so much for that. And then Ronald is asking, how do you ensure data accuracy and privacy while using AI? How do you ensure data accuracy and privacy while using AI?
Yeah, to answer you, well, honestly, this is one of the very many concerns, of course, in AI, data privacy. And I think there was one particular summit in Seoul, South Korea, and whereby these particular big institutions and, of course, countries looked into, of course, now trying to, because, of course, you're trying to now just putting ways to, because it's a balance between, of course, oversight and data privacy. So, and of course, creativity. Yeah, oversight and creativity. So yes, we can do that, but it's a thin line. But we have quite a number of ways that we can do that. Of course, just trying to ensure AI and just data privacy in AI. So one way that we can do that is the use of just not what we call just hiding your personal data. Just let's say, for example, you have information on particular donors. You would, of course, now just replace that particular or specific information with maybe generalized information. There's what we call now pseudonymization. So of course, this is now of course identifying information and removing that. Of course, just snippets of information that of course will identify or just give away particular data. Of course, belonging to maybe for this particular case donors. And of course, if you of course remove a user's maybe their first name and their last name and even other important data, and of course you replace them with randomly generated strings. So those are ways, of course, of just trying to ensure data privacy. But it's really a concern. It's really a concern. We have other institutions that have actually banned the use of generative AI in the organizations. I think not to mention here, but there are some institutions, as I've said, that have actually banned the use of ChatGPT, all because of data privacy concerns. Yes, but of course you can mitigate that.
Okay.
I hope I answered that, Sheilah.
Yes, you have. And as we wait, I don't know if there's anyone who has a question that they would want to ask live, but then there's a question, will there be a practical training on the same topic? Maybe you will tell us very soon. And someone else is also asking, is there an opportunity one time to illustrate this presentation as hands-on in the use of AI? So maybe we can consider that, Gregory, that in our next session, you take us through the practical aspect of it. And again, as you all are interested in the practical aspect, please join us in the upcoming training. If you join us in our data analytics course, Gregory will be able to take you through the practical aspect depending on which platform that you would want to use. So please make a point of sharing your contact details, and then we'll be sharing more information about when we will be having the practical session that you want, especially on AI and machine learning. Yes, Gregory, you had a comment on that?
Yeah, I think what I would say is I will just encourage them to just keep on or at least register for some of these courses. And what you can do is actually tailor one of these courses. For example, we can actually have just machine learning for this particular instance, and that's when we get to dive deeper into, of course, the practical sessions. So I will urge them to if they're interested, to just register, and then we can dive deeper. But of course, in the future, we can of course now look into, of course, just having a practical, just like a sneak peek preview of what AI and machine learning can do. But for them to have that training and overview, and at least comprehensive training, let them register for our courses.
Oh, great. Yes, because I'm having so many people who are interested. We have Maxine also who's interested in the practical session. So please, Maxine, share your details. Ronald, please share your details. And everyone else who's interested in the practical aspect, please make a point of sharing your details. And now we are able to dive deep into the practical aspect of AI and machine learning. And as we come to the end, because time has so much gone, and we would always want to just give you a sneak preview and not take up much of your time. We have one question from Ashkina, the issue of humanizing in the AI context. How best can you be able to just explain to her so she can understand it well? Though I will still insist, Ashkina, please share your details with us. Then you can join the class on AI and machine learning, so that now you get to learn from it. So just Greg, just help her understand what is that issue about, and then we can end the session from there.
Okay, very quick. I think let me just use an example of ChatGPT here. So in as much as ChatGPT generates content, it does not generate content that is more personalized in nature, or at least that, of course, gets to that human element. So sometimes it might be general, based on, of course, the prompt that you feed. But what, of course, is now the case here is that, of course, the issue of trust and empathy, and of course, and understanding between you and your donors, that cannot be replaced by AI. So, of course, trust by itself, AI does not have emotions. So I think that is the best how I can explain that. Yeah, so that emotional aspect of humans, AI cannot replicate. In as much as it, of course, it tries to. There are some, of course, limitations. But what we can do here is just trying to ensure that they complement, and of course not entirely replace. Because it's at the moment as is, it's quite impossible for AI and machine, of course, for AI to fully replace humans. Because of that emotional aspect, yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I believe we will get to, there's a lot of controversy that hangs around it, and maybe one day, one time, we'll be able to understand it better, and just either some accept or some don't, but try as much as you can to make use of what is already there to your advantage. I think that marks the end. I've gotten your message, Kamara. Kamara is talking about how best can, if the next session we can have it in French translation. So definitely that's a work in progress. Gregory should take that into consideration and maybe consider teaching us in French, so that now we're able to capture everyone. So we'll make a point of having that very soon. So do stay tuned and we'll make that happen. So with that, we can say thank you to everyone who has been able to put in the time to be able to learn the aspects of AI and machine learning in fundraising. I look forward to seeing all of you in some of our different training sessions that are happening in September. Please make a point, just take advantage of all these trainings that are happening to improve the current knowledge that you already have, and to also make your work easier and even better. So with that, thank you everyone. I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful day, evening, depending wherever you are. So with that, thank you and goodbye. My name is
Joyce Walunya. I work in the role of a team assistant with an international development organization. This was my first foray into project management, and so the course has been very instrumental in giving me the fundamentals of project management and leadership. I'm at a point in my career where I'm thinking of transitioning into middle management, and so I needed the practicals and the fundamentals of leadership and project management. At this point also, I work with a lot of projects and programs, and so with my role as a team assistant, I need an understanding into the processes of project management to be able to assist me in executing my task as a team assistant with my department and my programs. And so this project has delivered that, it has been spot on, and I'm glad that I took the course. It has also given me the drive to proceed to the next level, as it has given me the beginnings, the level one, the fundamentals. And so at this point, what I'm looking at is to proceed to the next level and get a deeper understanding. And so I'm glad that I took the course. It has been helpful, it has been enriching, and I'm glad that I did.